Jon Jones isn't just a name in the UFC, he's a legend, a fighter who has redefined what it means to be a champion in the octagon. From his early days, Jones showed the world something special. His unique fighting style, unmatched skill, and ability to adapt in the most intense moments have left fans and fighters alike in awe. His impact on the sport is undeniable, with many of his fights going down as some of the greatest in MMA history. In this video, we're diving into Jon Jones' best fights, those unforgettable moments that solidified his place as one of the all-time greats. Let's take a look at how Jones used his incredible talent and resilience to create some of the most iconic battles the UFC has ever seen. Jon Jones versus Lyoto Machida. Our journey begins with Jon Jones' fight against Lyoto Machida at UFC 140 on December 10, 2011. This matchup was highly anticipated, as Machida was known for his elusive style and karate background, making him a difficult opponent for anyone in the octagon. From the start, Machida's unique movement and quick strikes gave Jones some trouble. Machida's unorthodox style made it hard for Jones to find his rhythm in the first round, but Jones, always the quick learner, began to adapt. He started timing Machida's attacks better and used his reach to control the distance. As the fight progressed, Jones became more confident, slowly turning the tide in his favor. In the second round, Jones showed why he's one of the best in the sport. He caught Machida in a standing guillotine choke, a move that was both surprising and perfectly executed. As Machida went unconscious, Jones calmly released him, letting Machida drop to the canvas. It was a spectacular finish that left fans speechless and cemented Jones' reputation as a fighter who could overcome any challenge. Jon Jones versus Vitor Belfort. Next up is Jon Jones' fight against Vitor Belfort at UFC 152 on September 22nd. 2012. This was a high-stakes bout, with Jones defending his light heavyweight title against a seasoned veteran known for his explosive power and lightning-fast hands. The pressure was on, and everyone was eager to see how Jones would handle such a dangerous opponent. The fight started with an intense moment that had fans on the edge of their seats. Early in the first round, Belfort caught Jones in a deep armbar, putting the champion in serious trouble. For a moment, it looked like Belfort might pull off a shocking upset, but Jones, showing incredible composure, refused to tap. Despite the pain, he managed to escape the hold, demonstrating not only his toughness but also his ability to stay calm under extreme pressure. After that, Jones took control, using his elbows and ground game to wear down Belfort. In the fourth round, Jones found his opportunity to end the fight. He locked in a key lock submission, forcing Belfort to tap out. It was a remarkable comeback that showcased Jones' resilience and determination. This victory not only kept his title reign alive, but also proved that Jon Jones could overcome adversity and still come out on top. Jon Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson first fight. Moving on to one of the most iconic fights in UFC history, Jon Jones faced Alexander Gustafsson at UFC 165 on September 21st, 2013. This fight was significant not only for Jones, but for the entire sport. Not many expected Jones to dominate as usual, but what unfolded was a battle that would go down as one of the greatest light heavyweight fights of all time. From the opening bell, it was clear that Gustafsson came to challenge Jones like no one had before. Gustafsson's striking and movement caught Jones off guard, and for the first time, we saw Jones struggling to keep up. The fight quickly turned into a back-and-forth war, with both men exchanging blows in a relentless pace. Gustafsson even managed to do something no one had done before: take Jones down. As the rounds went on, it became a test of wills, with both fighters pushing each other to the absolute limit. Jones, bleeding and exhausted, dug deep, showing his heart by landing a spinning elbow and powerful kicks that kept him in the fight. When the final bell rang, the outcome was far from certain. The judge's decision was razor-thin, with Jones winning by unanimous decision, but the narrow margin didn't tell the full story. Both fighters earned immense respect that night. Gustafsson pushed Jones further than anyone else had, and this fight proved that Jones wasn't just a dominant champion, but a warrior who could survive a true test of his greatness. Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier's second fight. Now, let's dive into one of the most intense rivalries in UFC history: Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier. Their second fight took place at UFC 214 on July 29, 2017, and the tension between these two was at an all-time high. The bad blood between Jones and Cormier had been brewing for years, making this fight more than just a title bout. It was personal. Fans were eager to see who would come out on top in this highly anticipated rematch. As the fight began, the intensity was palpable. Cormier, determined to prove himself, came out strong, landing solid shots and pushing the pace. Jones, however, remained calm, using his reach and timing to keep Cormier at bay. The exchanges were heated, with both fighters having their moments, but Jones slowly began to take control. His precise striking and well-placed kicks started to wear Cormier down, showing why he's considered one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. The fight reached a critical point in the third round when Jones landed a perfectly timed head kick that stunned Cormier. After the head kick, Jones moved in for the finish, unleashing a barrage of strikes that forced the referee to stop the fight. Jones had won by knockout, decisively ending the bout and solidifying his dominance in the rivalry. The victory was a defining moment for Jones, as it not only reaffirmed his position as the best light heavyweight in the world, but also left a lasting impact on Cormier's legacy. While the fight was later overturned to a no contest, the memory of Jones' performance that night remains a significant chapter in both fighters' careers. Jon Jones versus Shogun Rua. Our final stop is the fight that made history. Jon Jones vs. Shogun Rua at UFC 128 on March 19, 2011. This was the night when Jon Jones became the youngest champion in UFC history at just 23 years old. Facing the legendary Shogun Rua, a seasoned veteran and former champion, Jones was stepping into the spotlight with the world watching. The stakes were incredibly high and many wondered if Jones could handle the pressure. From the very start, it was clear that Jones was ready to seize the moment. He came out with incredible confidence, using his unorthodox style to overwhelm Shogun. Jones mixed up his attacks with sharp elbows, knees, and a relentless pace that left Shogun struggling to find his footing. Every time Shogun tried to mount an offense, Jones was one step ahead, landing strikes from all angles and keeping Shogun on the defensive. It was a masterclass in dominance, as Jones showcased his full arsenal of skills, picking apart a legend with precision. As the fight progressed, the outcome became inevitable. In the third round, Jones landed a series of devastating strikes that forced the referee to step in, making him the new UFC light heavyweight champion.
UFC light heavyweight champion!
This victory wasn't just another win, it was the moment Jon Jones cemented his place as a UFC great. Becoming the youngest champion in the organization's history was a clear signal that a new era had begun, with Jones at the forefront. His performance against Shogun Rua remains one of the most defining moments in MMA history. Let's quickly recap the incredible journey we've just been on. We started with Jon Jones' fight against Lyoto Machida, where he overcame Machida's tricky style and finished with a stunning submission. Then, we saw Jones narrowly escape defeat against Vitor Belfort, only to come back and secure a decisive win. In his epic battle with Alexander Gustafsson, Jones pushed through exhaustion in one of the greatest fights in UFC history. The intense rematch with Daniel Cormier showed us Jones' ability to rise above a fierce rivalry and deliver a knockout finish. Finally, we witnessed the birth of a champion as Jones dismantled Shogun Rua to become the youngest UFC champion ever. Each of these fights tells a story of Jon Jones' resilience, skill, and determination. Whether he was facing a seasoned veteran, a bitter rival, or an unexpected challenge, Jones always found a way to come out on top. These battles not only define his career but also solidify his legacy as one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. Now, we want to hear from you. What's your favorite Jon Jones fight? Did we miss any of your top moments? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more breakdowns of the greatest fighters and fights in MMA history.